Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wrestlemania and Raw is Wrong. I am your host, ForceOfWill. Be prepared for quite a long video. I've made quite a few notes over the last couple of days. I stayed up all fucking night, because I'm over here in the UK, to watch Wrestlemania live on the network. I also caught the 2-hour pre-show, so we'll start off with that. I've also been up all fucking night to watch Raw. That was shit. I've said this before and I'll say it again. What I really fucking resent about WWE at the moment is over here in Europe, the WWE network doesn't show Raw at all. It cuts off after the Raw pre-show, and I can't afford to watch Sky. I can't afford to have that kind of subscription. I pay £9.99 a month, and I expect to be able to watch Raw, not have to spend 3 hours fucking pirating it. You get my £9.99, I'm paying you. I don't feel bad about it, I'm just pissed that I have to. That's that rant over. Let's start off with the first hour of the kickoff show, where literally fucking nothing happens, right? You get Booker T shilling his shitty book. You get the most annoying jingle for the fucking network. I have never been so irritated by a fucking advert in all my fucking life. Like, legitimately. Just setting up the total bullshit that's going to be in the second hour of the pre-show. We start off with the 4-way tag team title match. Now, literally, the only drama in this match was how fucking stupid is it going to get. It was just one moment of stupidity after another. There was far too many super kicks. Everybody was getting super kicked. Now, I remember the days when the super kick was known as sweet chin music, and it was a fucking finisher. Literally, somebody got hit with a super kick. That was it. 1, 2, 3. It's fucking over. The thing that's really pissing me off, especially about the tag team division, is it doesn't matter how many finishers people hit. Everybody's kicking out of them constantly. That doesn't make drama happen in your match. It makes the wrestlers look shit. It makes your finishers look fucking pointless. And it saps all the drama. It saps all the excitement out of a match. When you know that, oh, okay, this guy's going to take 5 finishes. Bollocks! People taking multiple finishes. That's going to be a fucking theme about this rant. For this rant. You have to excuse me, messing up a little. I am extremely tired right now. But yeah, there's too many super kicks. Fucking New Day. They are stereotypically racist. The only way they could be any more fucking stereotypically racist is if they came to the ring with fucking watermelon. I mean, seriously. They're awful. They're awful. I know they probably banded together because WWE Creative had fuck all else for them to do. But the New Day is fucking pointless and it's fucking stupid. The Battle Royale that is, for the second year running, besmirching the great name of Andre the fucking Giant. And it was a 20-man, I think it was a 20-man, it might have been a 30-man. But whatever it was a fucking clusterfuck. And it was an awfully paced match. It was shocking. Big Show won it. Nobody cares. It's not going to go anywhere. The whole concept of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, fucking mouthful that is utterly, utterly pointless. Nothing came from it last year for Cesaro. Apart, he's half of the tag team champions, which he probably would have done anyway. regardless to him winning the Battle Royale, which means it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I couldn't care any less about that match. Now we get to a match that was okay-ish for a match that was literally about throwing everybody that didn't have something to do onto the card. We have the IC title ladder match bullshit. It wasn't a great match. There was a couple of spots that were really vicious. Like I, along with probably everybody else watching it, fully believed that Dean Ambrose was fucking dead. Like, legitimately. The guy got snapped in half. Although he's back on Raw the next night as if nothing fucking happens. Apparently the guy's indestructible. The stupid shit. Stardust's sparkly ladder that didn't get into the ring, that was shattered and snapped by Barrett, I believe, and was generally just used to beat the living shit out of him. You had Harper doing the stupid windmill thing with a fucking tiny ladder. Like, not even a long ladder, it was a tiny thing. Harper killing Ambrose. I think he powerbombed him through a ladder that was set up. And fuck me, did that ladder shatter. Truth giving it the I'm scared of heights bullshit. That crap wasn't funny when it was on Raw, and it certainly wasn't funny on the fucking grandest stage of them all. It was an embarrassment. This as your opening match at WWE Wrestlemania was an embarrassment. In fact, the whole fucking show was an embarrassment. Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler with their headbutt-a-thon on top of the ladder for the title. Yay, Daniel Bryan with his Yes-a-Mania moment. Fuck off, King! Last year it mattered. Last year it was amazing. He beat Triple H and then won the main event. That was amazing. That was a WrestleMania moment. Daniel Bryan winning a headbutt contest on top of a ladder against Dolph pissing Ziggler was not a WrestleMania moment. Shit, that wasn't even a battleground moment. Daniel Bryan wins because Dean Ambrose died and then was suddenly resurrected for Raw the next night. Second match. Rollins versus Randy Orton. Now, for most of this match, it was just another Randy Orton match, you know. And then you get to the recurring theme of WrestleMania this year, the kicking out of finishers problem. I think there was like, what, 2, 3 RKOs? Now the last RKO was fucking blinding. Absolutely amazing. I'll give Randy and Seth that. In my opinion, it was the best move of the entire show. I do apologise for the light. Not a lot I can do about it. It's fairly sunny but extremely windy here right now. So yeah, getting to the best move of the whole of Mania. You know, Seth runs in for the curb stomp, kicks off from runs up and kicks off Randy's shoulders, and Randy pops up and slams him with an RKO, finishes that shit. After, you know, J&J got involved and got their heads kicked in. Rollins came out in fucking Power Ranger armour. And yeah, it was a great finish, and much as I hate to say it, it was probably the best match of the entire card. Yeah, it really was. And then we get to Sting versus Triple H. We'll start with the intros. Sting's intro wasn't his music, obviously. And this whole Middle Eastern thing that they had, or Far Eastern thing that they had, sorry, that was going on, you know, sort of Japanese or Chinese fucking band that was playing this weird theme music for Sting. I was just sat here fucking baffled. Just utterly baffled because it had no connection with the character whatsoever. So Sting gets down to the ring slowly, very slowly, and then we have the Triple H Terminator shite, and they're doing it. They did it to cash in on the fact that, you know, first of all, Schwarzenegger went into the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not adverse to that. I'm not a particularly big fan of Arnie, but meh, WWE like to put celebrities in the Hall of Fame for no reason whatsoever. What I am adverse to is them shilling fucking Terminator pissing Genesis, which we all know. Anyone that's seen the trailer for that piece of shit knows it's going to be exactly that. In the words of Bill Hicks, it's a piece of shit. Don't need to see that film because it's a piece of shit. So Triple H comes out in this weird, like, he's got Terminator skeletal arms over his own arms, and this horribly cheap and tacky looking Terminator themed Triple H King of Kings skull. Now the fucking thing, it looked like it was made of fucking tinfoil. It looked like two guys in the back went, oh shit, we need to make a mask for him. And they called somebody from fucking Blue Peter from the 1980s. And Jesus Christ, did that thing look goofy. Oh my god. Oh, just, you know, Triple H comes out in this Terminator get-up, and the camera cuts to Sting stood in the ring like this. Huh? That was the expression on his face. You know, huh? Really? That's your entrance? So entrance is over. We get to the match. And it's extremely slow. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be, you know, the match that set the card on fire, put it that way. You know, with Sting's older than Taker, and Taker can't move very fast anymore. One of the things that I found very, very strange is the commentary team are constantly going on about how it's a no disqualification match, yet there's rope breaks involved, which confused me and, quite frankly, probably confused the referee as well. The finish, oh my god. Now I can understand D-Generation X coming out. I can understand this perfectly. DX coming out to back up Triple H. But the NWO, who were massive enemy, I mean, Sting's whole Crow gimmick was him fighting against the NWO. Yet the NWO, primarily because Nash just went into the Hall of Fame, and they wanted to, you know, make it about the clique. Nash, Hall, and Hogan come out to back Sting up, and then Sting gets nailed with half a sledgehammer, and it's a screwjob finish. And it was so anticlimactic. It with that whole NWO coming out, it completely shattered anything that made sense about this match, and it sucked the life out of it. It was yet another dick move by the clique. Now, I'm not adverse to those guys working together because they're good friends, and because of that they work well together. But not in a match like this. It made fucking no sense, and it destroyed any enjoyment I took away from it as somebody who, you know... What really got me is Sting in his promo before Mania said that, in his opinion, it would be stupid to make his and Triple H's match about WCW, because that war was lost a long time ago. And all WWE have done is try to make this about WCW, to the point where you have DX versus fucking NWO at Mania, encroaching on this match. I'm staggered by how awful the writing for this match was. It was, oh my god, it was not exactly the biggest steaming pile of shit of the night, but it was pretty fucking close. The Divas tag match, which made no sense for it to be a tag match because it's the grandest stage of them all. It really should have been a title match, but it wasn't. And I hear people refer to the Divas matches as the piss break match, and more often than not, I don't think that's fair. In this case, I was bored to the point where I biologically needed to piss. My body was like, this match is so bad, you need to piss. Go and do it now. Because ain't nothing interesting happening in this match. There was a bit of a viciousness from Paige outside. I can't even fucking remember it. That's how bad this match was. AJ won with her submission hold, Black Widow. Byron Saxton fucked up talking about this match when they were on Raw the next night. But I will get to the steaming pile of crap that was the Raw after Mania in a little while. Cena Rusev. So we'll get to the entrances. We'll go for the entrances. You have Rusev's entrance with like a representation of the Russian army and a fucking tank. The guy comes in on a fucking tank, and Lana's back, and the whole crowd doesn't give a shit about Cena, doesn't give a shit about the title, doesn't even give a shit about Rusev and his huge fucking tank. No. All they care about is Lana. They are chanting for Lana, the American girl with less acting skills than Jamie Noble and less mic skills than Ryback. The Californian, I think she's Californian, Russian. And that's what the crowd were after. And then you get this weird video package that's basically the United States of Cena. And typically, Cena has a really good entrance. Like, I remember a fair few years ago where you had the Gangsters, and CM Punk was one of them. And then you had, a couple of years later, you had the big line of John Cena's on either side that were doing this. But this year, he just came out. He had that weird video package about how great America was. And then he came out. And I think they were trying to go for, like the Hogan Shake kind of feel to the match, which it didn't get. It was obvious that Cena was going to win. You get to the actual start of the match, and Lillian Garcia goes to introduce Cena, and Rusev's being a dick. Introduce me first, I'm the champion, rah-de-rah. The best moment, and I will admit, my fucking jaw dropped. Cena hitting a springboard stunner. It was beautiful. Absolutely out of the fucking blue. Have never seen Cena pull that move off before. It was great. The whole exchanging backwards and forwards of essentially rest holds. And the shitty finish with Lana being knocked off the apron and Rusev getting his ass handed to him with an AA and a 1, 2, 3 and way, isn't America great? Meh. The Ronda Rousey Rock Triple H Steph segment, that was pretty cool. Hearing Steph beg Ronda Rousey not to break her arm, but yet again, it was just this. It felt hollow. It didn't feel exciting. It just felt like, oh, okay, Triple H Rock next year then, yeah. Alright. Yay, I suppose. Taker v Wyatt. Now, I was looking forward to this match. I thought this was going to be amazing. And to be fair to them both, especially with how old Taker is now, they had a pretty fucking good match. You know, a lot of staring each other down at the start, and I like that in a Taker match, because Taker can be one of the scariest motherfuckers in the world with just a look. Again, with the weird entrance, the whole Wyatt is king of the scarecrows thing, it was just odd. Very odd. And then, you know, Taker coming down, and fuck me, did Taker look so much better. He looked so much healthier than we've seen him in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. He looked fucking good. He was moving slowly. Actually, no, scratch that. He was moving really fucking slowly. Wyatt carried him through most of the match, and it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't WrestleMania 25 standard. It wasn't amazing. I don't think we're ever going to see Taker be as good as he was in that match with Shawn. What really fucking annoyed me was the finish. It makes no sense for a man of Taker's caliber to beat Wyatt. After losing to Brock Lesnar last year, Taker should have retired this year. He should have been beaten by Wyatt, and that would have set Wyatt up as a contender. It would have made him a monster. It would have made him, to use his own words, the new face of fear. And having Taker win that match makes no sense, because it buries Wyatt, because every time Wyatt says he's going to beat somebody in a big match, he gets his fucking head kicked in. Now, the King of the Scarecrows thing, wow, so you can enchant scarecrows, but you can't win a match. You can't win a big match at all. You know, everybody from Cena to Jericho to everybody that he goes up against and starts a feud with fucking annihilates him in his big match. Why are they doing this to Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt is an amazing talker. He's fucking awesome in the ring. He could be somebody really fucking scary, but no, they just bury him. That's all they fucking do with him. And then we get to the main event, and I'll say now, for anyone who thinks this match was good, go get your fucking head tested. Go speak to a professional, right? This match was the biggest pile of shit I've seen in WrestleMania history. Certainly the worst match in the PG era. So we have the one-trick pony that is Brock Lesnar with Suplex City. Suplex after suplex after suplex. And yeah, okay, he's changing up the type of suplex that he uses, but it's still a fucking suplex. The guy's a one-mover. If this guy was a gamer and he was playing against you, he'd be that dickhead that bashes one fucking button over and over and over again and gets you cornered against the barrier in the fucking side of the screen and just won't let you out, won't let you move. I'm going to hit the same button over and over again. The guy's a fucking one-trick pony, and he should not have been in the main event. At this point, Lesnar shouldn't have even been fucking champion, let alone in the main event of WrestleMania. There was a great crowd sign at the start, and it was, if Roman wins, we will remain apathetic. And that was this match. Just on one more note to do with the Bray Wyatt Taker match. Every year before last year, when Taker won, I'd be, yes, Taker, woo! Last year, when Lesnar pinned him, this was my face. shocked, utterly shocked. This year, when Taker pinned Wyatt after the second tombstone, this was my face. Okay. Next match. No reaction. Like, I didn't even feel any reaction for this match. It just... It happened. That's how I feel. And that, in 2 words, sums up my view of WrestleMania this year. It happened. It happened. Everything was very predictable. Everything was very by the numbers. And it just felt like... It didn't feel like Mania. It didn't feel pumped up and energetic. It just felt like they were by the numbers and just filling in the spaces. You know what I mean? It's why the IC title and the Battle Royale really didn't have any emotional investment from me in it. It just felt thrown together, and this whole Mania felt very thrown together. So, yeah, that crowd sign made me chuckle, because that is exactly how I felt about the whole fucking show. Brock's pyro's not going off on time, and you could see him like cutting looks to Heyman and generally not being happy. And for something like that to happen at Mania, some poor motherfucker in the back just got fired. Either that or he got beat the shit out of by Vince and then fired. One thing in that match that was dumb as shit. Last year, it took 3 F5s to beat The Undertaker. Now, I know they're trying to push Reigns, but Reigns is not tougher than The Undertaker, and this was a fucking travesty. Kicking out of 3 F5s after all the fucking suplexes, one after the other. 3 F5s, and he still fucking kicks out. No, dumb as shit. Stupid fucking move, right fucking there. Jesus Christ, creative. No, Reigns is not tougher than Taker. Don't even go there. That's heresy, right fucking there. The one thing I did like was the fact that the blood was back. Now, I don't know whether it was organised beforehand. I'm almost certain. I'd have to go back and have a look at it, and I really don't want to put myself through that much pain. But I'm fairly certain that when Brock bounced off that ring post, there was a blade positioned just right so he could bounce his head off and cut it. But again, like I say, I'd have to go back and watch it for a second time, and I'm really not prepared to do that. Not this year. On that note, I've not actually seen WrestleMania 30 again because of the Brock Taker thing. It just sucked the life out of the entire show. But that's last year's story. I did like to see the blood back. I believe that blood has its place in wrestling matches. It adds a little bit of drama to things, and I'm glad to see them stepping away a little from the PG stuff and the fact that, you know, because it's on the network, they can get away with more. But yeah. And then we get to the dumbest fucking move of the entire pay-per-view. Seth Rollins running down, interjecting himself into the match, and winning the fucking title. Now, I have never, ever seen anybody run so fucking fast as I did Rollins when he ran out of the ring after pinning Reigns. That whole finish was so messy. It was fucking ridiculous. And it just summed up the entire show. The entire show was poorly written, poorly executed, and utter bullshit. There's no other way to describe it. It was jabroni mania. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to call this. It's jabroni mania. Jabroni mania. So we get to the first Raw after Mania. Now, normally I'm really excited for this because it's the first step on the road to next year's Mania, and normally some fucking really cool shit happens. Not so much this time. Lesnar and Heyman come out giving it loads about Suplex City and how Lesnar was screwed, and there's a pretty rich moment where Heyman refers to Rollins as a slimy son of a bitch. Yeah, it's pretty rich for Heyman to call anybody slimy, but I'll let that slide. He goes on about, it's I'm having my rematch tonight, and that's the way things are going down. Steph coming out, and what was quite funny was the bit that the crowd at Raw were really fucking lively, but not lively in a good way. They didn't give a shit about a single fucking match tonight, and all they did was at one point there was a Mexican wave going around the arena, and they only ever do that when they're bored shitless, and that was during the fucking main event, and WWE actually drew attention to it. That wasn't the most stupid fucking thing they did on Raw, but that does involve Lesnar, but I will get to that in time. I'm actually going to do this in order for once, rather than just talking about the stuff that really caught my eye. The thing that I was interested in, and we got robbed of, was Heyman mentioning that it was the first time that Lesnar would be wrestling on Raw in 10 years. Now, I was interested to see that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Unfortunately, we got a clusterfuck of a storyline, which I will get to. But yeah. First match. Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler for the IC title. Now, it should be Bad News Barrett, because he was the champion and it's his rematch. And they actually have Barrett on commentary giving some bullshit "I'm going to pick my spot" reason for him not having his rematch. So we get a very easily pleased audience when it came to this match. Like, it was like a reversal of an armbar, and they're chanting "This is fucking awesome," and it really, really wasn't. This whole Raw was boring as shit. There was the JBL fucking up calling it the US title, and Cole calling him out and pointing out that he was wrong. There was the nasty back superplex from the top, and that looked like it really fucking hurt. And then we get the fucking replay of the headbutt-a-thon, which was so obviously them bouncing off each other's shoulders that it wasn't even funny. It was just stupid shit, and then running knee out of nowhere, and Bryan wins and retains, and then Barrett attacks him, and then Sheamus returns, and he looks like a fucking Warcraft character. He looks like that, what was it? Night Elf Mohawk from the Mr. T Warcraft adverts from about 4 years ago. That's what you look like. And he just jumps in the ring and starts beating the shit out of everybody. And the crowd's chanting, "You look stupid," and yeah, he fucking does look stupid. He looks really stupid. He looks less like Beaker and more like a fucking Warcraft character. And yeah, he does. He looks really fucking stupid. And his entire promo consists of him going, "I'm back," and then leaving the ring. That's it. Then we get 10 minutes of a Hall of Fame fucking rerun. Now, I watched the Hall of Fame and it was pretty good. I have my issues with the whole Ultimate Warrior award, mostly because they kind of... I don't want to sound negative about Warrior's family, because I'm not like that. It's not that for me. But Warrior had his moment last year when he went into the Hall of Fame. He then had another moment the next night on Raw. He then had another moment a week later after he died. Yeah? they gave that award, the Warrior Award, to Little Connor the Crusher. Now, it pisses me off that they are milking this poor lad's memory for every bit of fucking publicity they can get. And what pissed me off more was the 20-minute rambling speech by Warrior's wife, which, like, 3 minutes of this entire 20-minute speech was about Connor. And Daniel Bryan, when he came out to talk about it, to actually give the award, the audience are chanting for him, and he and I've got so much respect for him for this. He turned around and said, "Why are you chanting for me? This is about Connor, not me. You should be chanting his name, not mine." And yeah, it just, the thing that really gets me about WWE is they never do anything nice for the sake of doing something nice. They do it to go, look how nice we are. Look how much we do for charities. And it makes me fucking sick. It really does. If you're going to do it, do it. Don't do it and then parade them about on TV. Look at how nice we are. Look at the nice things we've done for these poor, poor dying people. No. That makes you cheap. That makes you cheap and nasty. When you decide to try and make publicity off the back of some poor kid dying of cancer, you're a fucking scumbag. No. Do it by all means. Don't make a point of doing it on TV. Don't make a point of doing it fucking publicly. Do it for the sake of doing it, not for the fucking publicity that you're going to get from it. And then we have this 8-man bullshit. You know, the NXT chant was the most interesting thing in this match, and you had Ascension from NXT. You had Tyson Kidd who sort of got away from the Natty's husband thing via NXT. You had the Lucha whatevers, Sin Cara and Kalisto. Kalisto was the standout. He's a fucking firecracker, that guy. He's really quite good. New Day sucks chant. Yes they do. They suck. Big floppy donkey dick. I am so fucking done with the New Day. It's the stupidest fucking gimmick I've ever seen. Adrian Neville, who's apparently forgotten he had a first name. He's now just Neville. And apart from Neville Longbottom from fucking Harry Potter, ain't nobody pulling for a guy called Neville. Oh my god. Then Lesnar comes out, and Rollins is supposed to come out to have this match, and he's like, "Oh no, I feel jet lagged," and Lesnar's having none of this. So he dives out of the ring and he beats the he attempts to beat the piss out of Rollins. There was a pretty cool Rollins sort of landing on his feet from a belly to back suplex. That was pretty nifty. But then it just degenerated into how fucking stupid can we go? And we have Lesnar throwing people around ringside, F5ing Michael Cole, apparently killing JBL and Booker by flipping the fucking announce desk, which didn't even land on him. They apparently passed out from fucking fear, or oh no, it bounced off them and knocked them both clean out. You get them saying that fucking Cole's got a spinal injury and all this crap, and you know, you're suspended and I'm going to fine you from fucking from Steph. I'm losing my words because it's fucking stupid. Yeah, it's. I'm gonna find Essa. Oh god, I'm gonna find that son of a bitch. I own that son of a bitch. I'm sorry, Steph. That line would have worked coming from Vince, but neither you, nor Triple H are anywhere near his fucking league. You are ridiculous. And then we get to this, more stupid, on top of this already huge steaming pile of shit flavoured stupid. Fucking Byron Saxton, officially the most boring motherfucker in the entirety of WWE, is standing by the devastated announce desk attempting to commentate on his own in the Stardust v Mizdow match. And meh, it was a bad idea. The commentary was painful. I can't even remember much about the match because the commentary was so bad it was putting me off. I know that Mizdow won with Miz's move, and then Miz jumped the rail and attacked him. Meh. Byron Saxton was fucking bullshit. Axel versus the one named man Neville, and Curtis Axel's a bad fucking joke. I mean, fucking Hulk's old Hulkamania shit is exactly that. Like him, it's really fucking old. And if you're gonna make your name in WWE, do it off your own fucking gimmick, not somebody else's. You're so mediocre, you've got to emulate the king of mediocrity in Hulk Hogan. And this moniker of the man that gravity forgot for Neville, fuck off. Just fuck off. Enough. It's not a good moniker. The guy's okay. Meh. I think one of the things that they're starting to realise over at WWE is NXT is a better product at the moment than Raw. And which is why they're bringing so many NXT people in. The thing I noticed about Neville is he's bloody quick. Like, ridiculously quick. Like, he's going to injure somebody, that's how fucking quick he is. This match was over in a heartbeat. Neville wins, Curtis Axel gets squashed. Meh, he's a jobber anyway. I'm not a fan of Curtis Axel, as you can probably tell. Cena with his open challenge for the US title. Now, the obvious move here would have been to have Rusev come out, and they didn't do that, which I'll give him. And him and Dean Ambrose had a pretty fucking good match. It didn't have Cena's springboard stunner in it from Mania, which I thought was unfortunate, but it was a pretty good match. The crowd was very hostile to Cena. Cena cut a little bit of a promo before the match started, and he was conducting them singing "John Cena sucks," and that was pretty funny. They had to get Joey the King Lawler to come out to back up Byron Saxton because the guy was dying a death on his own. And they had, bear in mind, they have to stand up for the second sort of third of Raw all the way through, which, again, just another thing on that big steaming pile of daft shit that was Raw this week. One of the things that annoyed me about the match towards the end was Dean Ambrose putting the STF on, and god damn did that STF look goofy. It was loose as fuck, and it was just daft. You could hear the ref calling out spots. That's how daft this match got to the end. And then, Cena wins. That's my reaction. 6 Diva tag match. Jesus. Just like the only things of note in this match was a nasty looking fall from Paige and one of the Bellas out of the ring. I can't even remember which fucking Bella it was. But yeah, Naomi was in that match and she won with the rear view. Meh. Goldust versus Rusev. What? So he loses at Mania, and then you still try to perpetuate the myth that this guy's a monster by feeding Goldust to him. It was just a post-Mania beat down. It made no sense storyline-wise. It was awful. And then we get the shitty 6-man tag for a main event. And earlier in the night, Rollins is like, yeah, you can have a match, Randy, against me, Show, and Kane, if you've got any friends. And he goes and finds the Roid back, who will wrestle with anybody at the moment, mostly because he's hungry. And apparently wrestling people feeds that hunger. The surprise entrant into that match was Roman Reigns. Do you know what? I'm so apathetic and bored with all the storylines running at the moment in WWE that I haven't even got the energy to give him his Roman Reigns that I normally do. Yeah, it was disappointing. The audience doing a Mexican wave during the match, I've mentioned this before, the audience only do that when they're bored as shit, and you could tell at the point, like one of the points they were doing, the Mexican wave, you could see Rollins and Orton talking about it in the ring and see them getting frustrated. Yeah, it was just dull. We want Brock chant, and Brock didn't turn up. Now, that's the other thing I was going to say about the whole Brock being suspended thing. That's because he's on a part-time schedule with full-time pay, and it's a cheap and easy way to write him off the show for a little while he goes and sits at home and doesn't go on the road because he's a lazy cunt. Reigns no-selling a fucking spear from the 300-something pound fucking Big Show. Just completely no-sold it out of nowhere. Fucking Reigns hits a spear, I'm pretty sure it was a spear, on Kane and wins the match. And I so wanted Mania and the Raw after Mania to be exciting and to be something that made me grateful that I paid my $9.99 and I fucked about finding a way to download Raw so that I could even watch it. And I just feel like my effort as a fan was wasted. You know, I can only imagine what the guys who were working Mania, especially Mania, felt. And for some reason, the fans on the internet have been raving about this Mania, and I can't understand why. The storytelling was so transparent, it was practically non-existent. There was no tension in any of the matches. It was just one poorly written spectacle after another. It was just utterly ridiculous. I'm not done with WWE, but it's starting to resemble WCW during Russo's run, with these shitty gimmick matches and these shitty storylines. God damn, it feels like Stephen Moffat's been writing for WWE. They've just got no fucking long game whatsoever. And just the crappy setups for future matches. And just no consistency. Boring. Fucking piss boring are the words to describe this year's Mania. Hello? Will apologise for that. I would edit it out, but my editing program is fucking broken. Anyway, on that note, I have been ForceOfWill. This has been my review of Mania. We are at Team Lioncourt on Twitter, twitch.tv/Team Lioncourt on Twitch. I think I'm going to go and consume mass amounts of alcohol to help me wash this shit from my brain. Thank you for watching, people. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.